Are 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AR Wrestling Podcast. We're your co-hosts, Ryan and Alex. And as always, we're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode because it's a banger. 2 weeks out from WrestleMania, dude. Holy shit. I'm excited, Ryan. How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm hyped up. Like you said, 2 weeks out from WrestleMania. Let's get cooking.
We've been cooking. I mean, we've been cooking on Raw. We've been cooking on SmackDown. I think it's about time we hop in those. You ready for it?
Hell yeah, I'm ready for it.
So we're just going to start out Raw. Like I said, 2 weeks out. We're 12 days away from WrestleMania. Raw opens in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We see Gunther, the New Day, the War Raiders, Judgment Day, and Penta, and Paul Heyman, all their respective segments and matches on Raw. And we see a replay of the main event for the Women's World Title match last week between Io and Rhea, with Bianca being the special guest referee. I like that Bianca was a special guest referee. I think I always will like that, but I think that's just a me thing. I don't know about you. How'd you feel about Bianca being a special guest ref?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was like always like, oh, maybe not always, but kind of a way just to set up the triple threat match, maybe.
Unfortunately, yeah. I didn't want it because I wanted Io versus Bianca. I saw a lot of people I saw something on like Facebook today. Somebody was like, Io shouldn't even be in the match. She's like a mid wrestler. Like they were shitting on Io. I was like, bro, what?
That's a crazy one.
Oh,
Io's one of the best women's wrestlers on that damn roster.
Easily, I think she's probably top 3.
Yeah, easily.
But we get into the Women's World Title promo. I don't really know what the fuck this was, but Adam Pearce is in the ring waiting on the women. So he goes, it's time to clear up the confusion involving this belt. Welcomes our champion, Io Sky, the number 1 contender. And representing the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley.
I was like, what?
Like, I don't know if you've been paying attention the past few weeks. It makes sense that he said that, or not that he said that we see Rhea still like her segments being followed or before the Judgment Day segments, but like I think he forgot. If I'm Rhea, I'm taking that personally.
I don't know, bro.
I'm taking that shit personally.
If I was Rhea, I'd be like, do not associate me with those rats.
Those little rats. So
fucking Dom and Liv.
he does take responsibility for being in the wrong, making Bianca the ref last night, and he was wrong for assuming that any of them could handle it like professionals, like they're supposed to. Well, so at WrestleMania, Io Sky will defend her championship in a triple threat at WrestleMania. All right, so here's my question: if we're gonna run a triple threat at WrestleMania, take the title away from it. Where's the contract? That's all I'm gonna say. Take the title away from it. Where's the contract? So, where are we at here? Bianca gets on the mic. She goes, a few weeks ago, I would have been pissed off about this. They said when the chamber, I did it. They said it'd be special guest referee. I did that. Yeah, Rhea is here to think she can walk in and do whatever she wants and get added to the match. It doesn't matter though, because she's happy that Rhea got added to the match. But does Rhea really think that Bianca's scared of her? She walked into the chamber, watched her 2 best friends try and rip each other apart, and is still the one. And you think I'm going to back up because of a triple threat? She's going to walk out the new women's champion, and she's going to walk through you to get to it. But Rhea tries speaking before Bianca cuts her off and takes the contract, shoves it into her chest, re-signs the contract, and throws it back at Bianca. They start arguing, as usual. Io gets shoved. Same bullshit's been happening the past 3 weeks. Io storms away before turning back and taking them both out the missile drop kick, and the champ signs the contract, walks out. I did see that through this though. There was rumors that Rhea was injured from this kick.
Really?
It was like with her. I was with her eye. Like they thought her eye had connected with Bianca's shoulder and it like bruised it really bad or something like that, which it could have, and we wouldn't have known. But Rhea's really good with her makeup. She knows how to block shit. So, we'll say that. But after this, we get a replay of the tag match last week between the Judgment Day, Braun Breaker, and Penta. And we get a match graphic official for the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania between Breaker, Dom, Penta, and Finn Balor. And I think WrestleMania predictions, I'm gonna have to run with Finn, to be honest. I'm sorry. I want Finn to have a title. Tired of him not being respected the way he should, even though he's a little rat.
Yeah,
Um,
it's time.
but again, I think that Rhea could still be tied in with them because again, what just happened after Rhea? The Judgment Day segment. So we get to Judgment Day backstage, and Carlito's crying over his 2K rating. Carlito, shut the hell up, bro. You don't even know what's going on, and everything can be happening in front of you. Balor can't believe the news about the Fatal 4-Way and is kind of pissed about it. Dom and Liv think it's great, though, because the more the merrier, right? Well, she reveals that she's the one who talked to Pierce about Dom getting into the match, and she says that it doesn't matter who brings the belt back to the Judgment Day as long as it's one of them. And, Balor does point out doubt about Dominic being able not to win at WrestleMania, that he doesn't have a killer instinct and that he's basically a loser. I kind of agree. But tonight, he gets to prove them all wrong when he faces Penta all by himself. Carlito comes in and says not to worry because he's got Dom's back. I'm kind of excited about all this. Like, honestly, the more the shit they're getting in with Dom, I want if Dom wins at WrestleMania, I won't be upset. Honestly, I think it'd be more of the setup for the fall of the Judgment Day more than anything.
I've heard a lot of people pitch the idea that like Carlito is like the guy that is the linchpin for Dominic, essentially screwing Finn and going on to like be this Intercontinental Championship as Carlito's kind of like his mentor role.
That's fair. That's fair. I fuck with that actually. So after this though, we get the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Lyra versus Bayley, and this should have been on a PLE because I'm not gonna lie, I had Ryan do notes for me because my Netflix thing all tweaked out, but I definitely agree with him. This should have been on a PLE. So to start out, Lyra grounds Bayley with a technical wrestling at the beginning until a knee rocks her jaw. We see a Biff Sunset powerbomb. This basically gives Lyra the upper hand, and Lyra twists Bayley up like a pretzel and swings her back and forth. Near falls soon after the drop kick though, and a cross body. After commercial, when we come back, Lyra escapes a Boston Crab and eventually tricks Bayley into diving flat onto the floor. Bayley though catches her drop kick and gives a Bayley to belly on the outside, but back inside when Bayley escapes the Nightwing, she scores another killer knee. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
But Bayley locks into walls of Jericho, and as Lyra crawls to the ropes, she drags her back and turns it into the Lion Tamer. But for whatever reason, she let go of the submission and attempts a Rose Plant, only to get rolled up for the win. And after the match, Lyra attempts to shake Bayley's hand, but she smacks it away, only to regret it and give her a hug after. These two know how to cook. Lyra knows how to cook. Let's just be real. Lyra knows how to cook.
Yeah, Lyra knows how to cook. If only they would put her on fucking TV to defend her belt every once in a while.
Breaker seems like he's damn near doing it every week. Like, whenever Breaker's on, he's boom, defending.
Yeah, Breaker has been on it. Like, he's felt like a real, like, intercontinental champion. Like, I don't feel like the men's belt has really lost any steam as compared to the women's one.
It's aura. Yeah. So, after this, though, we get Kathy Kelly with comedian Bert Kreischer backstage. I was kind of pleased by this, to be honest. Talks about the next comedy special before American Made walk in. Chad explains that he must be a fan of his because that's the only reason he showed up from Minnesota. So tonight he'll get to watch the Creed Brothers alongside with the greatest luchador of all time take out the LWO, El Grande Americano. Bert says that he isn't here to see them though because Alpha Academy arrives, so Bert and Otis can take off their shirts, hug, and be the big meaty men that they are. Jackie Redmond though backstage with AJ Styles and asked him after this where his head is at being less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. He says he's in a good place though, ready to embarrass Logan Paul on the greatest stage of them all. Let's get it. Fuck Logan Paul because you cannot beat experience. Karrion Kross comes in though. He goes, ask him how far experience got him last week with him. AJ asks him what the hell he wants. Kross says, well, we need to find the old AJ to get the job done. But AJ wants to know what his obsession is with the old Styles. And Karrion says that it's because he can't let AJ lose at WrestleMania because if he loses, then we all lose. AJ says he's going to make it official though for next week versus Karrion Kross and himself to show him an example of the old AJ Styles.
Text to speech. Fucking
Texas speech. uh, so after this, though, we get the LWO versus Alpha Academy and El Grande Americano. Um, yeah, I do want to point out because I do see your note here. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but he wears the same gear, the exact same gear as Chad Gable, but just has tassels.
It's literally the same fucking singlet, just with tassels. I'm so, dude. I fucking love this thing. Like, this is so funny to me.
Just get to the match though. Brutus immediately grounds Del Toro, flattens him with a shoulder tackle, flattens with some shoulder tackles before tagging in Julius. And then all six start brawling until the LWO stand tall and deliver a trio of dives. Go to commercial though with Dragon Lee scoring a stomp off the top rope and hot tags Cruz Del Toro. Then El Grande turns a modified Doomsday device into his favor, causing Dragon Lee to hit a sit out powerbomb, but the pin is broken by a shooting star press from Julius. Dude, when he hits those, it is just like, wow.
You should not be able to do that.
No. Where we at? Sorry. But the LWO fly with a pair of dives to the outside, taking out the Creeds, and El Grande slips a metal thing into his mask, thanks to Ivy. We all know what the hell that was, little cheating bastard. And then El Grande wipes out Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee with headbutts, the final one being for the win. I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited. I feel like Rey versus El Grande Americano was rushed, but I like it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it feels rushed, but it potentially feels like we could be building maybe to a mask versus mask or something along those lines. Or maybe, like, I know we talk a lot about like certain matches on Mania potentially having world title implications, like triple threat, Drew and Damian, or whatever match Randy Orton potentially ends up in. I feel like this one potentially has intercontinental title implications in it. But like the winner of this match could potentially go after the IC belt.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But after this, we had a replay of Gunther blooding up Jimmy Uso last week. Fuck you still, Gunther. D-Generation X vignette that kind of weirdly lines up with the Hall of Fame being hyped up. I think we all just know, like, at this point. Like, we know Triple H is headlining. Can we please get other fucking highlights? Jesus.
Please.
Gunther comes to the ring, though, grinning like the chest. Say that for me. Thank you.
Cheshire.
Cat.
Sorry.
Crowd starts chanting that we want Jay. Of course we want Jay. And the world champion doesn't get a word out before, ooh, so Jey Uso slowly walks to the ring in all black, not eating. And bro, crash out Jay is here. It's time for me to crash out. Let's get it. Immediately smacks the mic out of Gunther's hand. He goes, Uso stands there for a minute, shaking with hatred. He goes, Gunther, you have a mother. You got a mom. You talk to your mom? What do you talk about? Family stuff? How's the wife? How's the grandkid? You walk the dog? You know, regular family stuff. Well, I got a mom too. Do you want to know what me and my mom talked about last week? I had to tell her that her oldest son is laid up in a hospital bed with 16 stitches across his forehead. Want to know why she asked me? She asked, why do you protect him, Joshua? I liked this line a lot.
Dude, I love it when he drops his real name. It's
I love that shit. And I've never lied to my mama. I told her it's because I was afraid. It's because I was afraid of you. You had me. You were 3 steps ahead playing chess while I was playing checkers. But get this, Oos. Then you had to take it a step further and get the family involved. We all know obviously, we all know his feelings on that, especially with Jimmy. He goes, he said, I sat there zip tied to the ropes while you beat my brother to a bloody pulp. Now his hands on my bloods too. Now his blood is on my hands too. Jesus, talking fast. I've never felt so hopeless, disrespected, pissed off, mad, angry, and damn near scared. You violated my twin in front of me and made my heart stop. But Jay points out that while he sat there in his darkest, lowest moment, he had a real realization. He ain't afraid of Gunther no more. He tells God, he says that he needs, before WrestleMania, he needs to hug and kiss his family because the night before WrestleMania, Jay plans to lay his head down to pray. He'll pray for Gunther, more so for him, and then he'll ask the Lord to forgive him about the man he's about to become. So WrestleMania, I'm going to get you, Oos. I'm going to get you for me. I'm going to get you for Jimmy. I'm going to get you for my whole damn family. And I'm going to become the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Dude,
Jay
this
kind
was
of just leaves though with no shots
fire.
thrown.
This is fire. Jay just. I don't think he yeeted once during this segment either.
Nope.
No yeet once. It was full crash out Jay. I'm here for it.
Look, if he's crashing out, as a fan, I might as well crash out with him. Fuck it.
Yeet.
Yeet. So after this, though, we get the replay of the main event segment from Friday Night SmackDown, and later following this is Adam Pearce talking backstage to Maxine Dupree and Natalya, tells them good luck in the tag team gauntlet match on Friday. And after they leave, Rey Mysterio walks in and Adam Pearce tells him that he can pick a time and a place for a match against Chad Gable. Rey's like, I don't want a match against Chad. I want a match against El Grande Americano at WrestleMania. And Pearce makes it official out of the respect for Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, the match is going to cook.
I'm so excited.
Nuts.
And, dude, they need to make it a mask versus mask.
Yeah, I don't know if they do it for the first one. I feel like it's a little bit like
WrestleMania, Ryan.
Like, yeah, I know, but if they were gonna do it, I feel like they'd do it in the initial like hype up. They wouldn't like. I don't like. We've said this all for a lot of matches. I really hope that they add the stipulation post making it official, and they just haven't done it. I wish they would, but I feel like they're gonna do the first match here. Maybe Chad El Grande Americano. We cannot confirm nor deny if he is Chad Gable. Maybe he cheats or something to win this match, then Rey demands a rematch at Backlash or something where it's mask versus mask.
Hell yeah.
Who knows?
Rey Mysterio always cooks. This dude's 46 or something like that. This dude's old and he's still cooking at the age he is. I think he might be 50 now.
He does not age. I think he's in his 50s probably. I don't know. I could be wrong. You might be right. But yeah, dude does not age.
He turns 51 this year.
Time doesn't affect Rey Mysterio.
No. Rey Mysterio is not a real human. He's an alien.
And he's got double knee replacements too, by the way.
Yep. Then this dude's still flying around the ring like he's 22.
What's your excuse?
Yeah, for real. After this, though, we get the World Tag Team Championships, the War Raiders versus the New Day, and Tony Hinchcliffe is on commentary to promote the roast of WrestleMania. And after this, the New Day stomp Eric into the corner, though, until he wipes them both out with clotheslines and tags in Ivar to start the match. And as they brawl outside, Xavier attempts to grab a chair, but is quickly stopped and smashed against the barricade. After commercial, though, Kofi eats a big knee to the jaw, and Xavier is taken out with the clothesline. And then after this, War Raiders hit the War Machine, but it gets broken up by Xavier, who goes for the chair outside. And Ivar takes the chair from Woods, hits him with the chair, causing the DQ. Which after the match, Kofi slams Ivar with the chair, and the New Day jump Eric before throwing him headfirst into the chair in a corner. And Woods tells Kofi to go after the neck, and as they set up Eric's head in the chair, ready to stomp him in. Holy shit.
I didn't finish out the notes. They kind of
got stopped or whatever. New Day. Fuck the New Day.
Fuck the New Day, and low-key fuck Tony Hinchcliffe.
Dude, his commentary kind of sucked.
Bro goes, something is stiffer than Big E's neck. Like, fuck you. That's not... And Big E didn't even know about it either. Like, he literally said in, like, interview, like, I was not aware of this happening, but he's going to do what he's going to do, and I'm going to take offense by it, but... Yeah, fuck that dude.
Agreed.
I also don't know really anything about Tony Hinchcliffe, to be fair. So,
although his show is kind of funny. I don't know if you ever seen clips on like TikTok Reels or Facebook Reels. Or whatever. His shit's kind of funny. The people he has on are funny. He's kind of just.
I don't doubt it. I do really. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love the edgy humor and shit like that. So don't get me wrong. It's just Biggie. Don't be calling out Biggie on WWE TV like that.
Oh God.
There's unspoken rules, and if you're a real wrestling fan, you should know that.
That's fact. Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you, Tony. Anyways, after this, we see an amazing video package for the Cena vs. Rhodes WrestleMania main event. Following, though, is the match that Dominic's been waiting for all night long. Dominic versus Penta El Cero Miedo. Dominic is in control leading up to, or in the beginning, until Penta hits an insane combo to switch up to the momentum, being a Hurricane Rana a backbreaker, Jesus, and then a Sling Blade. After commercial, Penta's caught midair and then given the three amigos, and then a 619 is stopped by a super kick and a stalled stomp in the corner until Dominic steals the Mexican Destroyer, following with a 619, but Penta rolls to the splash for a pin. Sacrifice leads to the Penta driver and a win after this. I'm not going to lie. I think I'd be okay if Dominic used the Mexican Destroyer and the 619 as his two signature like finishers.
Yeah, I'm actually not against that whatsoever. Like if he hits the Mexican Destroyer and that's what like springs his opponent into like hanging it into the ropes, that's a pretty sick combo.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
Hmm.
But after this match, though, of course, Carlito attacks Penta from behind, hits a backstabber. Braun Breaker arrives, though. The spear he gives to Carlito literally, like,
Oh my
it
god!
cuts this man in half. Did you
He
see the tweet?
flies through the air!
Did you see the tweet he posted after this, dude? This shit was so funny. Oh, my God.
My
Load up.
funeral will be at X date, at X time. Thank you everyone for attending.
Oh, my
Um,
God. This was so... Thank you for everyone for your thoughts and prayers. My funeral service is scheduled for this Friday. My family asked for privacy during this painful time. Muchas gracias. Oh man, Carlito's a character. But after this,
True.
next Monday, we get AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross, and we will see Roman Reigns on Raw. And this is probably my. I mean, it's main event segment, but it's probably my favorite of the night. Paul Heyman to the ring. Sorry, and wants to get a few things out on the way before we get to WrestleMania. He will always be loyal to his tribal chief. Item number 2, he will also be loyal to his best friend CM Punk. Just because he's loyal to one doesn't mean he will be. It does not mean he will ever be disloyal to the other. But he wants to get one thing perfectly clear before he can. Though we get the visionary, the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins welcoming Minneapolis, Minnesota to Monday Night Raw. Because tonight is not about Seth; it's about Paul Heyman. Because Seth is out here to ask the question that's been on everyone's mind: whose side's Paul Heyman on? Are you on the side of the very best friend of CM Punk, or are you on the side of the special counsel, the wise man to the tribal chief? Paul has been desperately trying to play both sides, but Seth realized this weekend that Paul is on neither. He mocks him before he can even speak about being loyal to Reigns because Reigns doesn't give a damn about Paul Heyman, like Jey Uso doesn't give a damn about the tribal chief. Roman Reigns likes you so that you can shine his shoes, order a steak, and so he can boss you around and you hand him the ulafala, the ufalafa. Roman doesn't respect you. Don't play dumb, Paul. Points out that after losing WrestleMania 40, thanks to a very well-dressed visionary, Roman disappeared into the ether, leaving Paul high and dry with the new bloodline. How did that work out for him? They treated him like garbage, so that when he was left to wonder when Roman Reigns would return to save him. Never happened, though, because the bloodline massacred him in MSG in front of his hometown and his children. Because Roman doesn't care about you, and neither does your so-called best friend CM Punk. So where was he last week? Or where was he at that time? 10 years ago, he walked out on everybody in this company, this arena, including you. He tried to tear down everything that you were building here. You and Punk, you love to look back fondly at War Games. Let's not forget who was your first choice of that War Games team. So stop me when I'm telling lies, Paul, because I was. He was your only choice, but did he do it out of love for you? No. He only did it because he knew he could use you as a favor. He only loves himself, though, and it's just true, because not Punk, Seth has to be honest, he feels bad for Paul Heyman being in this difficult position. So the best thing for Paul right now, and the best thing for everyone else is for him to walk away from it all and let Seth, Punk, and Roman battle it out for the soul of the industry. Paul says he can't do that, though, and Seth again says that the best thing for Paul is to be removed from the situation. It's for his own good. And Seth kind of sees this as a privilege to remove him from the situation right here, right now. And it'll be quick and easy, one stop, quick boot to the back of the head. It's all it takes. Nobody's here to save you. Not Roman Reigns, not CM Punk, because he always says that he's not here to make friends. He's here to make money. So how much are you worth, Paul? And Seth kind of starts berating Paul, punching and slapping him and shit, pushing him and backs him into the corner. And then Punk arrives and the brawl starts. Punk lines up Seth for a stomp onto the steps, but Rollins gets away, luring Punk into the ring for a stomp. And then Seth goes for a second stomp onto Paul's head, but barely misses, and he grabs the mic from Paul. Says, now you owe me a favor. And I see your note up here, Ryan. Is Paul going to side with Wrestle? Yeah, is Paul going to side with WrestleMania at Seth? Is Seth going to and Paul going to side with each other at WrestleMania?
I think that's the I don't even freaking know anymore. I feel like this is the most unpredictable one.
I can
Whoa!
understand the hype behind it being a main event. But again, I'm going to say this time and time again. It's a fucking triple threat. A routine triple threat. Nothing's on the line. No stipulation. The only quote unquote stipulation there is Roman doesn't have Paul.
Yeah, true. I will agree with that. That
Imagine we get the
there
big dog
is
gimmick back.
matches that we should have. Do not bring back the fucking big dog. God damn it.
Imagine. I would
I
probably
do agree though. This doesn't. We probably should have had Jay. Maybe even the Charlotte Tiffany match main event. I wouldn't be against that, honestly.
I honestly, if it was only one other match that isn't Gunther versus Jay, it would have been Tiffy and Charlotte, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But now this tells me Tiffy Charlotte is opening night 1. And then Gunther and Jay will be the co-main event for night 1.
I could see that happening, or literally the complete opposite. I think that's literally exactly how it's going to happen.
No, because we had a confirmed card. Fuck, I forgot about that, didn't we?
Yeah, but both. I think. I'm pretty sure Tiffy. I'll scroll down real quick. It's on.
I'm looking right now.
I'm pretty sure Tiffy and Jay are on night 1.
They are. So it goes Jade versus Naomi, World Tag Team Championship, yada yada yada. It goes Tiffy, Charlotte, then Jay and Gunther, then the triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to get through that because I forgot. But I mean, that's all I got for Raw, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Well, with that being it for Raw, that moves us right into SmackDown, where we are in Seattle, Washington, hosting the penultimate SmackDown before WrestleMania. We see Pirate McIntyre, Damian Priest, the Legado del Fantasma, Rey Fenix, and Cody Rhodes walking into the building. We have a replay of last week when Kevin Owens announced his neck injury and Randy gave Aldis an RKO. Randy comes to the ring and brings him out here, or pretty sure they talk about viral moments that happened last week, but he's here this is Nick Aldis. Sorry, I should have probably put that down in the notes. But Nick Aldis is in the ring. He talks about viral moments that happened last week, but he's here to talk about one specific one. He says he's been told to keep it professional, but he is a man of his word. He then invites Randy Orton to the ring, who wastes no time doing just that. We get going in this segment now. Randy says that he can already see that Nick took last week personally, but he brings up last year when he paid double on his fine in case that this happened again. He says that he wants to talk to Nick, though, because there is no match at Mania for him, and he needs Nick to get him a match there, no matter what it takes.
God.
I mean, maybe he even ditches the suit for a night, and he gears up, too, if that's what it takes.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Give it to me.
Take my money! Take my money!
Take my money, damn it.
Nick Aldis goes back, though, and it's not about money, it's about respect. Randy tells him that he got his respect a very long time ago, but Randy will not be one to apologize for what he does to Mickie James when he doesn't get a match at WrestleMania. He's like, oh shit, that really felt like the shot that would start building this up.
I agree. But in the same breath, I don't think that Randy's got the ball. Randy definitely does have the balls because he did it to the boss's daughter, the $1 billion princess. But I don't think he would do that to. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels too heelish for Randy Orton right now.
Yeah, right now. Maybe if Kevin was still here, then I could see it. Maybe Nick's trying to call off the match. Maybe some dumb shit,
Yeah, some dumb shit. I got you.
But this is why I still think we have one more match at WrestleMania. I know we talked privately about it.
I really do think Randy's going to get added to it or something. I'll talk about that more, actually, because I think it's going to be with Solo. And Solo and Tama, actually, are the ones that interrupt Randy. And he needs Nick Aldis to get Randy out of the ring and so he can stop complaining. He then starts mocking him like, wait, I don't got a match at WrestleMania. But it's all over for Randy because he is in the past. Next week, LA Knight is going to end up the exact same way because at WrestleMania, Jacob Fatu walks out as your new United States champion, all while Randy Orton sits at home all alone. Randy wants to know, or he asks him, what's really funny is that they have the balls, even you, Tama, all to come out here, all while Randy is out here trying to be diplomatic, but the voices in his head are telling him that it's time to show Seattle how to beat two Samoan boys' asses. Solo and Tama then beat Randy down until the megastar LA Knight, makes the save. After they throw them out of the ring, Knight gets a microphone and he goes, time and time again, it's the same old thing with y'all. I just took my shit out your mouth and put my fist in it, so I hope Jacob was watching. He asks Randy if he wants more and tells Nick Aldis to make a tag match official, which gets turned into our main event later. Good times. Then Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are walking into the building, and they also make their way to ringside because we've got a long ass gauntlet match to get through. Which I mean, it wasn't bad to be honest with you. Just
I
didn't
was
make a whole lot of sense.
I was very surprised with who won.
Really?
Yep.
I wasn't.
Well, you're gonna like this because I wanted the Secret Harvest to win.
I wanted a win too. Dude, I have no idea. I think I had to like. This match probably went on for like 20-ish minutes. It might have taken me like 45 to get through because I had to keep pausing it because I kept forgetting to take notes because I just wanted to be like, get these bitches out and get the Secret Harvest in here. I wanted them to win so bad. But then we'll get cooking in the match. Shayna and Zoe, they can arrive first. Lyra and Bayley are the other first teams. Shayna and Zoe then take control of Bayley after the bell, and Lyra tries getting a dive, but a missile dropkick from Zoe stops her. Then Lyra rolls Shayna up after a mix-up on the apron, eliminating them. Next team to come out is Natalia and Maxine Dupree. And Natalia has control after a commercial and gives it to Maxine, but after dropping the straps, she hits a double caterpillar elbow, and after attempting a sharpshooter, she gets rolled up and eliminated. And Natalia's just like, bro, what the fuck was that? Carter and Chance, the party girls, go for the roll-up attempts after they get in, because obviously Bayley and Lyra are tired. Then after cooking for a bit with their double team stuff, they hit the keg stand for a near fall, and I swear to God, I thought that was it for Bayley and Lyra. I was rooting for party girls so hard right here. This is part of the match where I had to reverse it, because I was like, please get him out! Lyra immediately, though, reversed Chance's momentum into a Nightwing and killed my dreams. And the team that makes probably the least amount of sense, BFAB and Michin walks out. This keeps Lyra down until Bayley gets an almost hot tag, but Michin manages to stop her with a DDT. And after a dive from Michin, Bayley scores a rose plant on BFAB, and so enters the best team of this whole damn match in their suits. It's the Secret Harvest themselves. Bring glory to America. Alma works over Bayley's leg as Piper flattens Lyra outside the ring after hitting some double team moves off a commercial. The Secret Harvest is taken out by a double DDT, and Lyra gets the hot tag. Piper somehow kicks out of a powerbomb and a macho elbow at fucking 1. The Secret Harvest destroy Bayley with what I assume is their new finisher, and a near fall happens thanks to Lyra. Then Piper is given a nasty powerbomb with help from a drop kick to the floor, and Bayley survives the closest near fall of this entire match. I thought it was it. I was so happy. But in Rose Plant later on, followed by a leg drop, gives them the win. And that's our Mania match. Liv and Raquel, Lyra, and Bayley.
I hope Bayley and Lyra lose.
So do I. Because one's an Intercontinental Champion. She should be focusing on that. I'm a little bit heated about this, not even going to lie. Like, they became a team, like a week ago, after almost falling out on Monday.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, who knows? Match should be good, though. I'm weirdly rooting for Liv Morgan, though, Loki. Her team.
So Liv Morgan World Tour. Let's get it.
Damn straight. Joe Tessitore walks out, though. He talks about Charlotte and Tiffany, the incident that happened last week, and says that both are being given disciplinary actions. I'm pretty sure there was a video that was on like social media or something where Charlotte jumped Tiffany in the parking lot before SmackDown or something like that. So that was pretty interesting, adding fuel to that fire. We then get a replay of Damian Priest laying out Drew McIntyre on a car. This leads to the match card being shown for a Sin City street fight. Hell yeah. Our next segment now is Damian Priest and Drew Pirate McIntyre going face to face. Drew McIntyre attacks Damian Priest on his way to the ring, and they, brawl. He lays him the fuck out. Damian gets carried to the back, and Drew hits the microphone. It's fight night!
Let's get it.
Drew gets the microphone. He preaches some bullshit about him always speaking the truth and it being the right thing, him dropping Damian. He says that the parasite has always benefited from his downfall, always attacking him from behind. Then he only agrees to a face-to-face when Drew only has one eye. But he still accepted this match because it's a year in the making. Damian says he wanted to live forever, but Drew will make sure that happens by giving him a beating of a lifetime. Let's see it. Shit. Let's let Seattle in on a little secret before he rips off the eye patch. He is 100% cleared, which means Damian Priest is 100% screwed. Damian fights his way through some security guards back to the ring, and a brawl starts again. Drew goes after his eyes once he is threatened with the steel steps. Drew lays out Damian on the steps with a future shock DDT. He then rips off the necklace or a bracelet. I mean, yeah, it's a necklace. Shit, wrong feud. And I swear to God, if this is
I just got onto that.
the bracelet from Punk's feud with Drew McIntyre, bro. I swear to God, it's a Sin City street fight, right? You know how in the match, in the Hell in a Cell match, we had a baggie full of beads from the bracelet. It's just a baggie full of crosses that are off of this necklace at WrestleMania. It's gonna be fucking like, what the fuck?
Why do that? Hold on. Why do that when you could do casino chips?
Nah, there you go. That probably will be
Just because they're in Vegas.
Actually, probably will be casino chips instead of thumbtacks. Unless they do go crazy enough and let them do thumbtacks, which God,
Please let them do thumbtacks.
Please let them do thumbtacks.
I just put on my CM Punk bracelet. Go Punk.
Go Punk. I'm pretty hyped up about this Sin City street fight. I've said it a couple times now. I'll reiterate it one more time. This feud started as probably my least interested feud going into WrestleMania, and it's up there in probably top 5 now on the entire match card for me. That I'm most excited for.
Hell yeah.
Pretty pumped up. Now we go to DIY. They are ranting about getting screwed over last week with Pretty Deadly watching in the background, and then DIY tells them that it's a conspiracy from the top to the bottom. You see it? You see it there on the screen. PD then tells them that they are out of their minds. They continue to rant before telling them to leave. And the Motor City Machine Guns walk in, telling them to keep coping while they focus on next week, where they are going to be getting their tag team title match on SmackDown. Oh, shit. And so this is a conspiracy, and this is Karma says DIY as they walk away. My only big bugbear is we've been hyping up the SmackDown tag division for so long, and it's the tag titles that are getting put on the weekly show, not the Raw ones.
I'm okay with this, but here's the thing.
At one point, we were dreaming of TLC for these teams. Like,
Dude, that'd be dude, imagine last year's WrestleMania, all right? Who'd we have last year for the six-pack tag ladder match? It was DIY,
Judgment Day, Awesome Truth, DIY. The Profits might have been in it.
Profits were in the match. Sure. I remember the Profits being in the match.
Profits were in it.
Yep, I remember it 100%. What
Alpha fuck? Academy?
The six pack. What? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. What's the post show? Oh, Judgment Day versus DIY versus The Awesome Truth versus New Day versus British Strong Style versus A-Town Down Under. Now imagine replacing A-Town Down Under with the Machine Guns and Awesome Truth with the War Raiders.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. There you go, that cook right there. Gotta factor in Mello, don't Miz though. Nah, I'm just kidding. Fuck them.
Mellow Miz.
Then we'll go on to our next part. We got a King of the Ring 1999 Triple H's win. And Triple H is quoted as saying, a pompous and arrogant guy that slowly became something different. But, bro, are you sure about that?
Are you sure about
Are
that?
you sure about that, sir? Sir, you feel him. And, as the only person in the Hall of Fame being promoted, even though you're the headliner, kind of weird. Kind of weird. We'll go on to their next actual match, though. I'll stop complaining and pointing that out because, I feel like I ran it into the ground. Ray Phoenix versus Berto is next, and this is a phenomenal match. How could it not be? A back and forth off the bell ends with a big kick, dropping Phoenix, who was given a big dive as well. Commercial picture by picture shows Berto targeting the back heavily, and flying headbutt and a stomp sends Berto out to the floor, where he hits a corkscrew dive that is Phoenix, and a power bomb lets Berto retake the match until they go up top, and Phoenix gives him a Hurricane Rana. Then Phoenix slingshots through the ropes for a big kick, only to receive another sit-down powerbomb for a near fall. Then the Goodbye Amigos kick leads to the Mexican Muscle Buster for the win on Phoenix. Then after the not Max, Santos and Angel come out, and Santos helps both up and tells Berto to shake Phoenix's hand. Berto barely does it, just half-assed it, and storms out, kind of shoulder checking him on the way out. Santos tries to apologize and gives him the ring. That is Phoenix, of course. I keep forgetting to mention that, as so he can celebrate. And hell yeah, let's go Phoenix. I'm ready for the draft, hopefully, where we'll be able to reunite the Lucha Brothers. But not, I don't know. Hopefully they do that. They could just not. They could just run it singles. But then we'll go on from that to Byron Saxton outside with Nick Aldis's office. He's with Roxanne Perez, of all people, who we haven't seen in quite a while. And she says that since Tiffany can't be professional and Ava can't give her an answer when it comes to stand and deliver, she will gladly compete for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. Says Tiffany clearly can't handle the pressure of what it takes to be at the top, and Tiffy Time says Roxanne is the last person that should be talking about her. Tiffany says that after all she's been through, Roxanne couldn't learn, or she could learn a thing or two from her, and Roxanne fires back that the only thing she could learn from her is how to potentially miss out on her WrestleMania match. Nick Aldis tries to get involved as Tiffany says she will gladly give her an opportunity tonight, and Nick tells her to calm down and he will think about it. And that match does get made official later. Spoiler alert. CM Punk and Paul Heyman vignette that then reviews all of their history from the start until today. I actually thought that was a pretty good video, not gonna lie. Then Chelsea Green knocking on the doctor's room for Alba and Piper, and Chelsea Green says that she needs them to get better right now. Fucking activate your Wolverine super healing powers and come help her with her match. And then Zelina says it's time for her to grow up and handle her business on her own, and she goes to the ring for that match. I find it kind of funny that the same time his wife is on TV, that is Zelina vignette, we do get an Aleister Black vignette. So, who knows? Maybe we'll see those. Maybe Zelina Vega gets written off TV, gets repackaged, and we could see these guys in a managerial kind of role with kind of like how Dom and Liv are a Weasley kind of tag team on Raw for the heels, that type of shit. You have Alistair and Zelina be an absolute badass team on SmackDown, kind of yin and yang, that type of shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Great up. But speaking of Zelina Vega, Chelsea Green versus Zelina is our next match, and we pledge allegiance to Chelsea Green always here. She throws her dress and immediately takes Zelina down as she screams for Piper to get out here and help. Chelsea throws Zelina outside of the ring and into the table. She then screams at the announcers, and after throwing Zelina back in the ring, and she just gets counted out. Thought it was fucking hilarious. Can't even lie. There was also reports that broke afterwards that this was not the planned finish of the match. Chelsea Green apparently threw Zelina Vega into the ring and got way too into her character of, just being in the match, and she started yelling at the announcers and shit. And then she's gone. Just gets counted out. Not supposed to happen. And the ref needs to be arrested for that treason against the country, in my humble opinion. And Berto is backstage now. This is going to go back to what we talked about earlier. He's upset over the loss to Phoenix, and Santos and Angel arrive. And Santos praises Phoenix. Dogs all over Berto. And a weird cut over what's to come next. And Andrade is there now. He tells him good match, but he is being ignored by Berto. He tells him to be proud, and he is told to just mind his business. And damn, he's just trying to help, bro. Calm down. Of course, I will shout out right now. It is just me right now. Alex has college things to go deal with. That's life. It's going to be me real quick for the rest of this episode. That takes us, though, right into what might be the best women's feud going into WrestleMania, potentially. You know, I mean, the women's title matches, they're all fun, but damn, this one doesn't even need a belt to be interesting. Let's be real here. Naomi, she has she is in here now, and Naomi calls Jade a leech, scum, and an opportunist. But the best description is snake. She makes the claim that if she hadn't done what she did to Jade first, it would have been done for her. She said that without Jade, her and Naomi grew a stronger relationship. Now that she is back, Bianca won't even look at her. But it's okay, because there's no more fake loyalty. She's doing what's best for her. She then tells her to proceed with caution at WrestleMania. We cut straight into Jay's response now. She tells Naomi that she won't be able to weather the storm by ducking and dodging anymore. At WrestleMania, she is going to get hers. She tried taking Jade out because of her insecurities. She asked Naomi, what happens to a star when the star begins to fade? They try to steal the light from somewhere else, and that's exactly what this is about. The glow, it's fading. And you're mad that I came in with so much aura, so much star power, so much more glow. I'm not a rookie anymore. So this year at WrestleMania, a storm is coming. Fuck yes, it is. She is going to be absolutely destroyed. Hopefully, by Jade Cargill. That match will hopefully cook. Like, oh my god. They're trying to turn Jade into this absolute superpower, like woman or whatever. We've been talking a lot. I mentioned it on the Raw show about matches that could potentially have title implications. You know, here's another one that I'm going to shout out. We saw a face-to-face a couple weeks ago between Charlotte and Jade Cargill. My WrestleMania prediction, and spoiler alert, we have that episode for our official WrestleMania predictions coming out. Should either already be out or it'll be out after this episode. But on that show, I definitely reveal that I have Charlotte Flair winning in my WrestleMania predictions. So my idea here is that Jade potentially wins this feud over, wins the match at Mania, and then that gives her the right to challenge Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam potentially, or something like that along the lines for a huge match, and maybe we can inaugurate Jade then. You know, just an idea. Who knows? We'll see where it goes, because I also definitely want to see the Bianca feud happen as well. But now we go to our WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. He's with a lot of belts, and he gets a big ovation. And I swear to God, I was actually scared that they were going to introduce a new fucking belt. Like, oh no! I saw all them covered up podiums, and it's like, oh God, don't do it, please don't. I had goddamn PTSD of a giant red belt at SummerSlam and a fucking big gold ugly one that got revealed for Roman Reigns. Ugh, I shudder. But Cody Rhodes, he points out the WWE title and says that it is the center of the business, and it symbolizes that you were the best in the world. Right now, Cody is blessed to carry the weight of that belt, but it won't always be him. That's what the match at WrestleMania is about. It's about the right to take the belt home. It's about the NXT kids and the WWE ID prospects who dream of holding the WWE Championship, as well as the kids at home dreaming of being superstars one day. It's also the dream of one man by the name of John Cena. John Cena has neglected to make Seattle part of his farewell tour. Instead, he will be in Vegas for SmackDown next week. So much for that last appearance being his last one, the last advertised one, but hell yeah, I'm not going to complain. He brings back up what John Cena said about his neck tattoo. So what if he's a common fan? He wears the tattoo like he wears the suit. Not because he thinks he's somebody, it's because he wants to be somebody. He wants to be somebody who can sell out Madison Square Garden 188 times. He says this as he points to the very old WWF title that was held by Bruno Sammartino. He wants to be somebody who can sit up every night with broken ribs and still become WWE's Phenom. I'm pretty sure it was the WWE Undisputed title that was shown there that The Undertaker held during the Attitude Era type days. He wants to be somebody who can set the world ablaze with Latino heat, stretches the belt that Eddie Guerrero held, and that got a giant pop from the crowd. Or is that somebody, a person, who can carry the company on his back for 20 years through good and bad, he says as he touches and spins the spinner belt. John Cena looks at this and considers it a bad thing. Cody sees it as a man trying to find himself. John says he doesn't present himself authentically, but one thing is for certain, he is WWE champion, not John Cena. He thinks he can finally take the moment to teach John Cena something, and it's that they are allowed to love somebody else. That is the fans, of course. And he might call himself a team captain, but the roster includes names he lists off literally all of your fan favorites, your Ortons, your Punks, your Owenses, your Zanes, your Romans, your Seths, and they make each other better. But now he has to stand in the way of history so that they can continue to have history in the first place. John Cena means to take the title and ruin wrestling, and he means it. So Cody, he's going to look and tell John Cena the same thing he told Brock, the same thing he told Roman. I do my best work with my back in the corner. I don't flinch. I fight. I wrestle. The bell is going to ring, John, and when it does, and this is over, I leave you in this ring to have your moment to say goodbye. But it's Cody's time now, and Cena's time is up. And John has to know, or John has known it for a while, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. And Cody points out that one day, his day will come. But that being the WWE title, is timeless, and this stays home and stays with us. Fuck yeah, Cody! Fucking fight for us! I am so ready for that match. It is going to be electric. The fate of wrestling hangs in the balance, and of course, it will be even more electric when the final boss, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, arrives to hopefully get involved. We shall see. And we'll run down SmackDown now. As John Cena was already advertised for the show by Cody Rhodes, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal happening on SmackDown. I'm interested to see who wins that because, we saw what happened with. I'm pretty sure Bronson Reed was the winner of it last year, and we saw the push that he got for that. So I'm interested to see who potentially wins that Battle Royal and what we do with them. Zelina Vega with Katana and Chance versus the Green Regime, as they are called in full. That's Chelsea Green and the Secret Service. And of course, WWE Tag Team Championship, Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns. Byron Saxton then welcomes the Street Profits that we just talked about and asks them how they are feeling about their next match next week. Montez points out that the only reason the Motor City Machine Guns are upset is because they can't understand what they don't have, and they don't have the WWE Tag Team titles. And, they're throwing shade at the IWC Internet Wrestling community, and Mello Don't Miz arrive, and Mello hypes up the Miz real quick, and Miz says the only joke is those two being the heads of this tag division. The fact those belts aren't on Mania, the card, is a disgrace, and I kind of agree with that. It's time to put them on notice and revive the tag division because they are Mellow Don't Miz and they are awesome. And I cringe every time I hear that. God damn it. Alright, now we'll go into Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez. This match, of course, is going to be fire. How could it not be? They've wrestled a million times on NXT. They both trade roll-ups and switches in the opening stretch as they continue to mock each other, and after pulling on the apron and distracting the ref, Roxanne pokes the eye and sends Tiffany into the ring post. After a commercial break, the handspring elbow is followed by a spinebuster from the champ, and Roxanne tries for a springboard moonsault, but Tiffy gets the knees up and tries the PME to no success. Then Roxanne tries the pop rocks as Tiffy counters with the Alabama slam attempt. Then they trade roll-ups as Roxanne switches it into a smooth crossface. Just the transition was nice. Then Tiffy powers her onto her shoulders and sets up the PME, hitting it for the win. After the match, though, Charlotte doesn't give Tiffany a second to breathe before pouncing and dragging her out of the ring. And the Rhodes, wait, I don't even know. But she throws her into the barricade and over the announcer table, and they just start fighting. And they go over to Wade Barrett, even like after she throws her over the announcer table. And he tries telling her to stop, and she's going to get herself fired. But Charlotte screams that she doesn't care and she just wants to destroy Tiffany. Like, shoosh. Pretty intense there. Like I said, I'm pretty excited for this entire thing. I'm hoping that like we can get one more maybe promo segment between them. Like next week, we have the SmackDown before Mania still. I'm hoping we get a whole like you two are not allowed to touch each other no matter what, or the match is off. So it's a pure no contact rules, and we just get a promo off between them right before Mania. I hope so. Like these two, personal beef builds money, and you can have all my money when it comes to this feud. We get a replay now of Punk versus Seth Rollins drama from Monday, and the WrestleMania 41 match card is revealed. It's official. Night one, our main event is CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. We also have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. The World Tag Team Championships is the War Raiders versus the New Day. We got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, our WWE Women's Championship we were just talking about. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, as well as our World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso versus Gunther. That is night one. Night two is going to be our Women's Tag Team Championships, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Our Sin City Street Fight will be on night two, Damian versus Drew McIntyre, the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way, Penta, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, as well as our Women's World Championship Triple Threat, Rhea versus Bianca versus Io. And of course, headlining the entire weekend is the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena with the soul. Well, I know Seth Rollins said the soul of the industry was the only line of Triple Threat, but this is really it. They are fighting for professional wrestling. John wants to ruin it. Cody has to save it. Let's run it. But now Orton and LA Knight teaming up versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga is our main event of this SmackDown, though. LA Knight immediately singled out, and he's taken away from Randy Orton by the Samoans. And after tagging in, Randy hits the draping DDT and lines up the RKO until Thomas saves Solo, who hits a Samoan drop and leads to Randy getting picked apart during a commercial break. They locked in the sleeper then, and Randy fights out with a back suplex before getting to LA Knight for a hot tag. And the loins be tingling as Tama gets stomped into the corner by the perpetual motion machine. Yeah. Solo gets the neck broken, and a Yabo is dropped. Then a Samoan spike floors LA Knight, but Randy evens out the numbers by RKOing Tama. Then Randy and Solo fight into the audience, and I feel like that's low-key hyping up a potential Mania match between those two, because Randy still needs to get put on that card, I feel like. So Randy versus Solo, I'm not totally against it. But a BFT back in the ring gives LA Knight the 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Doesn't last long, though, the good times. That is Fatu. Jacob Fatu. On that Fatu shit, you know what I mean? But appears behind the champion and lays him out, a hip attack followed by a moonsault on that Fatu shit. Then he hits another moonsault before the show closes out, and he licks the belt, holding it up, and I'm not against him leaving Mania as our new United States champion. You get it, I mean? Fatu! But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to close it out for the penultimate SmackDown before Mania. We are now a week until it happens, Like it's real now. Like shit. Kind of hadn't really realized it until kind of like this week that it kind of crept up on us. But it is time, our favorite time of the year, WrestleMania week. And then we get to go into the Raw after Mania, where we're hopefully going to see a bunch of stars debut. I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be a hype time for wrestling. Hopefully the good times don't end anytime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all head over to our socials. Our Twitter is AR Wrestling _, Insta AR _Wrestling _. Make sure y'all type in AR Wrestling Podcast into your Spotify, Apple Pod, iHeartRadio, everywhere else. Go to YouTube, it's AR Wrestling 1020. Twitch is twitch.tv /AR _wrestling. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been another banger. We will catch y'all in the next one. Make sure y'all check out the WrestleMania Predictions Show. We'll be at you with WrestleMania reactions as well in the following weeks after the big show itself. And like I said, we'll catch y'all in the next one. And thank you.